One of the big problems I see a lot for litigants and even for their lawyers who are involved in hearings and settlement negotiations is that some of them just don't know when it's time to stop talking. There are two instances in particular where this is a real issue. And the first one is when a litigant is getting a good result or is clearly going to win a hearing that they're involved in, or they're getting a good settlement offer during negotiations, and the person just continues to argue and fight and try to get the last word in after they've already won. Right? You need to recognize when you've gotten a favorable result, either with a judge, a magistrate, with the other side during negotiations. And once you've got what you want, it's important to be quiet, right? Because all you're going to do is look bad and irritate people if you continue to go on with with talking and with arguing, right? Because there's more to the story after you get a favorable result in negotiations or court, right? There's still a lot of things to be worked out, and you don't want to start aggravating people when it's not necessary. So if you get a good result, it's time usually to stop talking. Second is during hearings, some judges like to talk and they clearly have issues in your case that they care about, that are important to them, and that they want to know more about. It's important that you stop talking and you listen to the judge or the magistrate, whoever it is, and you recognize what's important to them and you address that issue. And you don't go, you don't just keep silent while they're talking and then go off on a tangent about something else. All right, it's very important that you shut your mouth and that you listen and that you respond to what's an issue to the person talking, usually the judge. Right? Now, I think people cannot handle this for a number of reasons. And if you sit in any court session, you're going to see people who should clearly stop talking, just continue to ramble on. I think there's a number of reasons for this. One, because they're obsessed with the issue at hand, and understandably. I mean, there could be tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars involved in the matter. Right? A home could be at stake, an inheritance, whatever it is. They're obsessed with it. They're thinking about it night and day for months. And then when they get into court, they just want to spew it all out. They got to talk about it, every little thing. And they fail to recognize that the judge has dozens of other people with similar mindsets lined up for the same day. That day, the next day, the day after that. So you kind of have to realize that you can only make a few points and they have to be good, and you need to leave all the other stuff to the side. And this is why lawyers come in, because lawyers understand what's important and what's not, and they focus on what's important. Another issue is I think people don't understand or recognize when they've gotten a good result. And therefore, in their mind, it's time to just keep arguing and arguing and arguing because they expect to get absolutely everything they want. And this usually doesn't happen in court. When you go to court, usually you get some of what you want. You don't get all of it. All right? So people don't recognize that they've gotten good results when they actually have, and they just keep arguing regardless. Right? And then lastly, I think some people, by their very nature, just have to get the last word in. They're argumentative, and they just can't shut their mouth until they are the last ones to speak, and they have to have the final say. And that doesn't go over very well in adversarial litigation. All right? So if you're a lawyer, if you're a litigant, if you're involved in a legal dispute, like I said, it's important to know what to say, but if you get a favorable result, or if somebody else has a concern to them, it's important to stop talking, all right? And if you've won, it's time to end it. Stop talking, and if the judge has concerns, stop talking and listen and respond accordingly.